Hi, I'm Joe Van Leeuwen, and welcome to The Interview. Today we have a very special guest. You know him, you love him. Our very own rock star chemist, Jones Van Ballen. How's it going?
Thanks for
Well,
asking.
since you're here, can you tell us what this is?
Oh, that's symbol for polyethylene terephthalate. So when you see that on a water bottle or food container, then that indicates that that specific plastic is polyethylene terephthalate.
What are some of the properties this plastic has?
Well, this material is used in many different applications because it has many different properties. So first of all, it's clear and tough and easily moldable, which makes it versatile and usable in tons of different scenarios. As well, it doesn't leak chemicals easily. So if you have water in it, the chemicals won't leak into the water unless you constantly use the water bottle or whatever is containing the water. And another thing is it's non-permeable to water, carbon dioxide, and oxygen.
What are some of the practical applications of this plastic?
So some specific uses it has are water bottles. That's its most common use. And when water is inside of it, it can't get out because of the non-permeable structure. And as well, the plastic doesn't leak any chemicals into the water. So this keeps your drinking water safe. And it is also commonly used for soft drinks. So carbonated soft drinks, when you have a plastic bottle containing a carbonated soft drink, it will most likely be polyethylene terephthalate. This is because polyethylene terephthalate is non-permeable to carbon dioxide, which keeps the drink from fizzing out. So when you pop it, it still has that satisfying fizz sound. As well, it's used in cosmetics because of the easily moldable and strong structure, and to hold household cleaners because the household cleaner chemicals can't escape the bottle and hold it and keep it strong, and the plastic won't break.
Do you yourself know how to produce this plastic?
So in order to produce this plastic, first of all you're going to need to polymerize ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid. So in order to produce polyethylene terephthalate, you're going to first need to produce ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid. So first of all, to produce ethylene glycol, you're going to need to convert ethylene carbonate to ethylene glycol by reacting it with carbon dioxide. So by reacting it with carbon dioxide and then hydrolyzing it with water, you will get a colorless liquid called ethylene glycol. Now you're going to need terephthalic acid. So to produce terephthalic acid, you're going to need to get secondary petroleum and product paraxylene and acetic acid. And you're going to react all these together to get a crystalline structure, and this crystalline structure is terephthalic acid. Now when you mix terephthalic acid with ethylene glycol, it will now, and heat it and add a catalyst, you will form PET plastics, or polyethylene terephthalate. So the new PET plastic form is going to be molten and viscous, and then you're going to either harden it or you're going to mold it into the substance you need. If you harden it, you can then use it whenever you want to produce different things later on.
If that's how you produce it, how do we recycle it?
So the way that they recycle PET plastics is first they're going to collect all the plastics they have, and they're going to sort out all the ones with this symbol that are PET plastics. And they're going to sort them all out into one collection, and then they're going to ship them out to a materials recovery facility. And here the recycling process begins. So PET plastics are then sorted and grinded into a dirty regrind, and this dirty regrind is processed into a form usable for converters. So these converters are going to take the dirty flakes and put them through a series of sorting stages and machines. So first you're going to have an air filter, and the air filter is going to remove the lighter, the labels and the lighter materials, and it's going to blow them off of the plastics. And then next you're going to mix it with a special detergent and water. So first of all, the special detergent is going to wash away adhesives and dirt and food residue off of the plastic so that they're no longer there. And also, you're going to put it in water so that all the PET plastics sink to the bottom. When the PET plastics sink to the bottom, the most other plastics will float. So that will cause a separation between other plastics and the PET plastics. And then finally, you're going to dry it out, and then you're going to put it through an electrostatic separator. And this electrostatic separator will finally remove aluminum and other metals that are commonly packaged with PET plastics. The final product then is going to be repelletized into a consumable form, and this pellet is then going to be used in manufacturing processes, and it's going to be sent out and sold as PET plastics reused. That sounds so complicated. Is it even worth it? So there's a big problem with not reusing or recycling your plastics. So if you don't reuse or recycle PET plastics, it's going to have both an environmental cost, it's going to hurt the environment, and it's going to have a financial cost because you're losing money. What are some of the specific costs and benefits of this process then? Some specifics on this would be some statistics.
What are some of
like
the specific
for
costs
every 50
and
cents
benefits
half
of
bar you
this
spend,
process then?
there's an estimated $1,400 you would have had to spend on bottled water. As well, you're going to have to spend, which puts this at over a 1,000 times increase in price. So it's an intense increase in price, and it's in the end, it's not worth it. As well, now, right about now, there's about an estimated 23% of PET plastics actually getting recycled. So if only 23% of these plastics are getting recycled, then that's going to be damaging the environment with 77% of them, and you're going to lose 77% of that profit. So there's an estimated loss last year of $1 billion in profit off of these plastics because we didn't recycle all the 77%. As well, the environmental impact. So the environmental impact would be that PET plastics don't biodegrade, they photodegrade. So the difference here would be that if something biodegrades, it's going to decompose and it's going to not harm the environment, whereas these photodegrading PET plastics are going to break into smaller fragments and spread toxins throughout soil, throughout the water, and then animals are going to eat them, and then we're going to eat the animals. So in the end, we're poisoning ourselves just by not recycling or reusing water bottles. So one of the things is, what you can do is you can get a metal water bottle or a harder plastic water bottle that you can reuse, and you can reuse that one instead of buying more and more water bottles, spending more and more money, and having a more and more negative impact on the environment. Another great thing you can do if you don't find yourself doing that is make sure you recycle all of your water bottles, all of your PET plastic food containers, all of your plastics that are not reused and you just throw them out afterwards. Make sure that they go into the recycling. Otherwise, you're going to be costing the government and you're going to be costing the environment. I don't know what the government's doing per se, but I do know some statistics. For example, in 2014, Toronto cleaned up 32.1% of the waste that they cleaned up off the streets was PET plastics. That just speaks volumes of how much, even in Canada, we're just polluting more and more PET plastics and more plastics, and it's having a negative effect on the environment, and we're wasting the government's money, and it's damaging the economy and nature itself. So what we should do is try to fight this and make sure that we recycle everything that we use. I do, however, have a contact that I could see if I can find later, and if I do, I'll show you. Well, that's all our time. Thanks for coming on the show, Jones. Alright, everyone have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and just this quick last message, I'm going to show you a quick ad that I found about the Canadian municipality, and I thought you would enjoy, and it gives a good representation of Canada's position on recycling. And also, I'm here to tell you that I got in contact with a person named Scott Stewart, because one of the ward elders, the ward leaders in our government, suggested that I talk to him, and he's the head of infrastructure and development, and the gist of what he told me was that currently we're collecting less recycling than we're being able to put out, and also that
there's too much going into the environment, and that they have tons of programs fighting against this, and that it's currently a problem. So I would encourage everyone to not waste, but reuse, reduce, recycle. Anyways, here's the clip. Hope you enjoy it.
Canada has one of the largest natural land masses in the world. Its regions consist of many ancient forests, waterways, glacier peaks, and is home to many unique creatures. It is each and every individual's responsibility as a Canadian to conserve such rich environment for the well-being of themselves as well as future generations. Canadians generate 31